Hope everybody's having a good week. What's up, Angel? What's up, Coach Angel? It's good to see everybody tonight. We got a kind of a serious topic tonight. Men, how have you dealt with your trauma? And trauma is defined as something very distressful that has happened to you, something very disturbing that really rock your world. Hey, baby love cakes, something that rock your world. We have gone through physical trauma October the 27th of 22, and we'll just she just had a last went through last set of physical therapy just yesterday, and it's been several months that she has had to go through some physical therapy, and we've dealt with physical trauma, and she has some scars. But what about the spiritual, emotional, mental scars that haven't healed for you tonight, men? And that's what we want to touch on tonight. What's up, Mr. James Taylor? My man, Bishop Taylor, is with us tonight. He has a previous engagement. What's up, Bishop JT?
What's up, big dog?
How you doing, man?
Hanging in there.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Sneaky?
What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear, man. What's going on, man?
Oh, it's just a beautiful day, beautiful thing.
It
Interesting
sure
to see
is.
what
Hey,
things that
T.
happen.
Michelle. Hey, what's up, Mel? Good evening. We got moderators in the building. We got all of the men here. JT, Sneaky. They are moderators. I'm gonna make. He got up for you one of the moderators in a little while. Coach Angel is a moderator. T. Michelle is a moderator. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Don't forget to go ahead and register if you haven't done so yet. Register for our first annual Men and Women's Conference that's gonna be in Austin, Texas, June the 3rd. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have JT there, we're gonna have Sneaky there. We got Coach Dr. Matt Taylor's gonna be there, Coach Angel's gonna be there, Sharita Reed is gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. We got a host that's gonna be there, her and her son's gonna be there. We are going to have a great time. Listen, we're gonna have such a good time. It ought to be on national television, but we're gonna live stream it as well. We're gonna have a good time. So tonight we're dealing with trauma, and we're going to deal with how have you dealt with your trauma. So guys, how's your week been tonight? And kind of lead into the conversation, what have you done to help you with the trauma that you've experienced? And we'll start with Sneaky, and then we'll let JT chime in. Come on, Sneaky, how was your week? Thank you, T.
Oh,
Michelle.
my week was interesting. So,
Talk
uh,
to
okay, as you know, I'm already retired. I was just doing a part-time thing just to actually just make a little money because I want to get myself a boat, not a bass boat, but a little something to go fishing. I don't golf
her.
like you extraordinaires. I just go fishing. So anyway, I've been doing this job for a little while, running a couple of shifts. I'm not gonna get too specific, but anyway, one guy says, "Well, he's getting ready to move to a different spot." So all of our boss came to me. He's like, "Listen, I got to have you. I
Okay.
got to have you." He said, "The people that work for you are gonna be upset, but the people that are gonna get you are gonna benefit because I'm all about protecting my folks."
Right.
Okay, and the job that we do can be traumatic. It could get iffy sometimes. And so I let my folks know I started full time this week, and they're like, "Oh, man, we already feel unsafe because of the way I do things."
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
nobody gets hurt. My people don't get hurt. The people that might hurt my people don't get hurt, and I'm definitely not going to get hurt.
Okay.
And that's just what that's what it's all about, safety. And so the group that I'm leaving, they're kind of they're like this, man. I don't know how this is gonna go because you're leaving. But the
Okay.
people that I'm going to, they're like, man, we've heard about you. We're so glad you're coming. So it's
How
great to be
about that?
wanted. It's great to be a valuable and wanted piece of a team. Now, as far as my trauma, I suck at it.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good at dealing with external forces, but internal, I lean heavily on my wife.
Okay.
She's my
Okay.
rock. She's my bedrock. Um, I'm great at protecting others, and I got that bulletproof, mantle thing happening. But inside, man, I'm jelly.
Oh,
Outside,
bless your heart.
indestructible.
Yeah.
Inside, I'm gooey.
Well, JT, chime in. Tell us about your week, and then we're gonna go to Yellow. Tell us about your week, JT, and kind of begin the conversation. How have you dealt with your trauma?
Yeah, so great question. I'm at the smoothie place, so I'm waiting to get my junk, man. So I'm still in my trauma. So
Okay.
processing that. Um what's the question again? Let me make sure I
Well,
answer it the right way.
how's your week? How's your week going? How give us an update to Bishop
Well,
JT, and how have you dealt with your trauma?
well, my week has been rough. Kind of awkward because my birthday's tomorrow.
Yep,
Um,
Oh,
yeah, my birthday's tomorrow. Cash App the same as my name. If anybody want to bless your boy, Cash App same as my name. You know what I'm
Mr.
saying?
James Taylor.
Yeah, Mr. James Taylor. And it's bittersweet. Uh, I know tomorrow I'll be blessed to be the age that I am at 48. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I have somebody that has terminal cancer. I have a lot of loneliness, a lot of sadness personally, and just trying to figure that out, man.
Okay.
Uh, and what's interesting is y'all kind of know my story. So my mother died of cancer. My grandfather died of cancer. I mean, grandmother died of cancer. My godfather died of cancer. And then my daughter had cancer. And so for me, it just feels kind of like,
wow.
what does this all mean?
Yeah.
What does it all mean? So I kind of feel like I'm in my trauma. Like one moment I get to grieve and move on, and then something else happens.
Yes, sir.
So I got my birthday tomorrow, and I'm trying to process. I don't want to be too happy. You feel a little guilt. Like if I'm happy, then the other person's not, and they're going through things, and So it's a lot. It's a lot. I struggle with a lot of guilt, and sometimes I think trauma can make you feel guilty when you don't
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah. Well, we we here for you, Doc, and we're gonna send you something to help you pay for that smoothie.
Okay, hello, come on now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Because
we
right now I'm
appreciate.
fat swole. I'm fat
Yeah,
swole. I'm trying to
we
get it down.
you just know that you don't have to go through this by yourself, man.
Yes, sir, I appreciate that. I
You're
Yeah.
loved,
appreciate
brother.
that.
Yeah,
You're loved.
Yella,
Happy
update us,
birthday, and
man.
you're loved.
Hey, we gonna sing. Hey, fellas,
Absolutely.
are y'all ready to sing? And we'll get to Yella. Fellas, y'all ready to sing? You ready to sing? Here we go. Three, two, one. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
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 birthday
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 to
to
you.
you.
Happy
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 birthday
birthday,
birthday, brother
to the
JT.
badass black
Jay.
man.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday
birthday to
to you.
you.
Listen. Yellow, you can't sing like that to me, man. I'm straight, brother. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't on that team, brother. Hold on, man. Watch your baritone, okay?
Hey, Yella, you smooth, man. Tell us about your week, man. How have you dealt with your trauma?
The week, well, first, the week is good. Still learning the job, but it's getting a little bit easier. The respect level around the motel of who I am and what I do is starting to really, really show.
Okay.
Um, like I tell them, I'm firm, but I'm fair.
Right.
And they're starting to really understand how firm I can possibly be. Um, I got a compliment from the owners of the motel saying that, things are looking so much better. The rooms are looking so much better. There's some things that we're tweaking, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Thank you so very much for your steadfastness, so
That's
on and so
good.
forth. So I was, it feels good to have a little sign of appreciation when you're very, very new on a job. And my coworkers are treat me with a lot more, give me a lot more leeway with what I can do. So I was like, all right, this is cool. This is all right. As far as how do I deal with my trauma, that's the question, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
I, that's a very good question. I think when I've dealt with my trauma the most is I became very solitary.
Okay.
I my shut off game is pristine. You hear me? When I could shut you off
Quit.
with
Quit.
no problems.
Quit.
Yes, absolutely. And when I want to be by myself and spend that time with myself just to process things, just to mere process things, just so I can go over the sequence of events in my head, see how am I going to have a plan of attack to,
Yeah.
rectify a situation or whatever the case may be. I get very solitary. I get very introverted. I gain a little bit of what's the word? Some introspective about myself and what's going on. So once I get to that point, just leave me be.
Yeah.
Just don't keep asking me what's wrong, because if I tell you I'm okay, just give me a minute. I need a minute. Don't keep asking me that same question, because now you're pulling me out of that introspective part of me. Now I can't focus on what I'm trying to actually, get into a row. So
Right.
if I'm going off by myself, if I go to the golf course and spend 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours at the golf course because I need to hit something, uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this as a joke, but this is the joke. Bear
Yeah.
with me when I say this.
Yeah.
When you get to that place when you need to hit something white and not get the cops called on you, I go
Hello,
to the golf
somebody.
course. You
Hello,
know what I'm
somebody.
saying?
Hello. Well,
I
let
go to
me
the
ask
golf
you
course.
this: what does trauma look like to us as men? For the sake of the conversation tonight, and for people that don't know, what's traumatic to a man? Not only a man, a black man. What kind of trauma have we experienced? What trauma do we experience on a daily basis? What gets you fired up, mad, and want to hit something in somebody? Talk to us, fellas.
Well, I'll tell you. Okay, first let me describe how I visualize trauma, and then I'll talk about the everyday. The way I visualize trauma, being a career soldier, four-time combat veteran, is you endure. No matter what happens, you endure. You push through. Imagine going to war for 6 months, 12 months. There is no resting period. You can get blown up
Right.
while you're sleeping. You can get
Right.
attacked while you're moving. So you go through those months or weeks or whatever, you just endure. You do your job, take care of the people that you need to take care of, they take care of you.
Yeah.
You
So you
endure.
you on
That's
edge. You
trauma.
on edge 24/7.
Exactly. And you just push through. Now let's go to my everyday.
Okay.
I'm a black man in America. That and enough should be enough. We got people getting killed for no reason, talking about police. We're talking about other black folks. We're talking about racist kills. We got people getting shot every day in the United States of America.
Every
I
day.
said this in the past. Everybody in this country should have PTSD
That's
because
right.
you don't know when it's coming. So
Yeah.
you have that, and then the job that I work, you have to deal with some people that might be wacky on drugs or homicidal, suicide, that type of. That's my everyday. Okay, so you just endure. When I get to a point where I feel like I can't take it, I'm gonna detonate, and I never want to be there. I
Yeah.
don't want. I don't know what I'll do. So my respite, I really want to use that word. My
Okay.
respite
I like it. I like it.
is my wife. When the whole world when black men get up and walk outside, you already start carrying the world until you get back home and you can put it down.
That's right.
Okay. And when I get to the house, we said this in the past, we want peace. I need to be able to just relax and know that I'm safe, that everything's okay. I
Yeah.
can rest on that bosom. If I didn't have that, I could
My
be a
Lord.
very
My
ugly and
Lord.
scary man.
My Lord. My Lord. What about you, Yellow? What fires you up, man? What gets you there, my brother? What really cranks your engine?
Okay, and I'm saying this with all honesty and truth. It takes a lot
Yeah,
for
I'm,
you to
I'm
get
with
to
you.
that point.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It takes. I mean, it has got to be something short of an imminent threat to my wife and to my kids. If it's short of that, I'm 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 mellow.
Yeah.
I am blessed with patience. And I say that with all sincerity. I have Job-like patience.
Yeah. I'm
If
right there with you. Now, if you do something
so,
to her, you do something to Mrs. Sims, and it
then
happened in the hospital. It happened in the hospital, and it's insurance. And I went there in the hospital. And I talked about that while we were in the hospital. But I'm with you on that. It takes a lot. Don't bother my golf clubs or my PlayStation. Other than that,
that
I'm chill. I'm chill.
listen, I am when it comes down to physical and material things, I may be a little torqued, I might be a little on tilt or whatnot, but it's not gonna take me there. It's not gonna send me there. But if it's something imminent, and when I say imminent, I'm talking about right there in our face, imminent.
Right.
Against Scarlett and the boys, then God bless you. I know I'm known as Goldie, but my alter ego is known as Goldie X. And I've only seen him untethered twice in my life, and that
And
was
you're like
bad
that, yeah.
business.
That and I just dealt with talking about anger in Bible study right before I hit the live button. And anger is a dangerous thing. And it's meant if you're angry tonight, put up a number one. It's some angry, depressed, distressed people in our chat tonight. And so, what do you see as trauma in men that are your friends? What are some of the things that your friends as men are going through and they haven't sought help for it? And it's not that men don't need help, they're not getting the help because we are conditioned to believe we are to handle everything. We're Superman. We're not to cower down. We're not to bow down to the pressures of the world. We ought to be able to handle it. You're a man. You ought to be able to handle it. And if it wasn't for our wife, if it wasn't for golf, if it wasn't for having the gift of patience, oh my goodness.
Well, I tell you, when I was working after I retired from the army, I was working in Kuwait and had a very small circle because I keep a small circle of friends. A lot of associates, a lot of colleagues, very few friends, and you
Yeah.
guys are amongst those. Very few friends. I'm careful about who I keep around me. But I had this one particular friend, and he'd bare his soul. I'm talking about. Okay, this is gonna make you laugh. We used to have plastic spoon music. Okay, and what this means
Okay.
is we'd sit back and try to outside each other with a jam. Hey, I'm gonna play this one. This is gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Blah blah blah. And then after a while, you kind of open up, and we call it plastic spoon music. It's like, man, this thing could cut you. This music cuts so deep you can be cut with a plastic spoon. That's what we got.
And we have a
But
whole
then,
music genre based on what we go through. It's called the blues.
yeah, yeah. But we would do that and then start talking. Songs bring conversation, and sometimes he'd bare his soul and cry, and he could release like that. Now he would call me a butthole because I would never cry. We talk, but man, you hard, you never cry. Hey, well, you didn't bring me there yet, but um, it's valuable to be able to do stuff like this, to be able to talk to
That's why we're
uh,
here. That's why we're
another
here.
black man, another like-minded person, or even a person that's not like-minded. Just sometimes it's good to be able to have those conversations so that you can release some pressure per se, and yeah, it is valuable. This is very valuable.
Good evening again tonight. We're talking about a very sensitive thing. We broached the subject last week, and I wanted to delve into it tonight. And I have two of the strongest men that I know here tonight. JT is getting a smoothie. He's doing his pre-birthday celebration. Rory has a previous engagement. Black Rory is needed elsewhere, and so he's taking care of an obligation. But we're here tonight. If you want to sit on the hot seat tonight and talk about your trauma, if you're a man in here tonight that you're going through something tonight, we got two hot seats open. We got a seat, and we can talk to you tonight. That's why we're here. If you need us, we are here for you. That's the whole reason why we're here. The Blue Table Talk for Men. We're 46 episodes strong tonight. This is episode 46. We're here to be that safe space. We're here to be a sounding board. We're here to talk to you because I'm here to tell you right now, you can do some things when you're going through something that are irreversible. And that's a dangerous place to be. I talked about it tonight. There are a lot of people that have done something in anger and they regret it to this day because once you set it off, once you do it, you can't take it back. Once you shoot a gun, once you pull a bow and arrow, once you speak a word, it can't be
Bring it back.
unspoken and it can't be unheard. So we're here for you tonight. Hey, Lady Moore, we're here for you tonight.
Oh yeah, this
Well,
right here has been vicious. I'm still learning that. Being a prior military guy, Man, I used to cut them up. The big one line, former drill sergeant, former ranger stuff. You got those quick one liners and stuff. Kill yourself, come back tomorrow, that type of stuff. And you bring that home. I had to learn. And I'm still learning to control my mouth. Seriously.
Sneaky. I want you to put this in your notes. Once you say it, you can't take it back.
Indeed.
That old axiom, that old, there's so many metaphors and things you can go with that one statement. Once the toothpaste is out of the tube, you can't put it back in. You can't unring a bell. There's so many different ways that you could you could say that, but all of them are definitely true. Once you let it go, and especially with military folks, once you send one down range, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the pointer fingers, as Army folks like to do. Once you send one down range, you cannot bring that bad boy back. You can't put it back into the tube. So being very cautious on what you say and not reacting to the moment, but reacting to the attitude. I mean, not reacting to the attitude, but absorbing the moment and then reacting later. That is definitely more prevalent, because if you're just reacting off of snaps, there's no telling on what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, and then how it's received. So
I mean, because people have gotten off in court because they had a fit of passion. Somebody get caught, a spouse get caught in an adultery situation, and the person that caught them shoots up the place,
Right.
and they got off because people have gotten so angry they black out. And that's a real thing,
That's true.
And so we have to find some positive way to deal with our trauma. If you're depressed tonight, if you always have to be in control, if you're always overreacting, if you always got to plan everything out, if you're not feeling like yourself, you have some unhealed trauma that you're dealing with. And there are a lot of people walking around depressed tonight. We're here to help. Brother JT, are you back with us? What kind of smoothie did you get?
I got me what they
Straw-
call a green goddess, my brother. A green goddess.
Strawberry.
Okay?
Let me see. Strawberry and kiwi. Is that what you got?
Now, kale and spinach.
Kale and spinach.
Kale, yeah, kale and spinach. It's pretty good too. So
Is it good? Hey, Queen. Good evening again, everybody. We're here. We're here to help you tonight. If you got a question for us tonight, if you're going through something tonight, this is your safe place. This is your healing place. We're having a healing service tonight. I got a little bit of oil. We'll lay some hands on you tonight. We'll pray over you tonight. We're here for you. And brother JT, man, we just want to let you know again, man. Don't want to go through this by yourself. We're here to help you, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. I really do.
Yeah, you can lean on us tonight, okay?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. All right.
Yes. Well, I tell you, years and years, it's what's my not saving grace. That's too strong. One thing that I've learned
Okay.
is to, especially when I'm talking to my wife or talking to my daughters, sometimes it takes a lot to just hear them out, take a breath, and say, "I understand." That's it.
Come on, Pop.
You don't.
Come on,
You
husband.
don't have to. Look. You don't have to say I agree, but you can still understand their point of view,
That's
even if
right.
it's totally opposite to what you believe. The cow jumped over the moon 3 times, and pop goes the weasel. I can be like, I can understand how you got there. I
That's
understand.
good. You're getting better at that, aren't you?
I am.
Listen, the words "I understand" it can be a salve to a whole lot of scars.
That's
It can
true.
definitely be that salve. You know what I'm saying? Just saying the words, "I understand."
Yeah.
But of course, and fellas, let me go ahead and say this right now. Don't get so caught up in saying the words "I understand," because women will check you and they will say, "Well, what did I say?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so don't get too
Gotta be
comfortable in
engaged.
saying.
Yeah.
Don't get too comfortable in saying, "Baby, man, that's the old standby phrase, man, that's crazy." Man,
Well, my
baby,
go-to.
I feel you. Yeah. Don't do that, because the moment you say Yeah, baby, I hear you. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
Really?
okay. So repeat what I just said. Then you know.
Right.
I thought
About but no, but
my
no, but no, but no.
my favorite line is what? Shut your
That's it.
mouth.
Oh well, I say shut the front door.
Shut the front.
Shut the front door. Are you serious? That
One of
really
my
happened?
one of my one of
Man,
my
that's crazy.
clients, about 3 weeks ago, her dad passed. She's a preacher's kid like I am, and 11 months ago, this past Sunday, her mother passed,
Mm.
and I called and checked on her today, and she was in a better place today. And I told her, I say, I can say this now with 100% authenticity. I understand because my dad went home to be with the Lord 7 years ago, or 8 years ago, and so I have lost a parent. Uh, and so when I said I understand, I really
Yeah.
can understand how that felt because she's the only child, so she was real close to her parents, and so I understand the gravity of that loss, and she said thank you, Dr. Sim, for calling me. And so but JT, again, man, we really we're holding space for you tonight because I can only imagine what you are going through tonight. But I just want you to be encouraged because you're a man, you're a bishop, you're a man of the man of God, and you understand who's really in charge of everything. So, but to really walk through that, man, we can only imagine what you're going through. But we just want you to know we're here for you. Okay?
Yep. Oh, what I love about JT is you have a strength that I don't have. Not that I'm not a strong man, it's that I've never had to experience what you're going through. So you have a strength that I don't have. And dude, I love you, and if I can help, let me know. I got you on the smoothie though, but it's just it's you're very powerful, and you have a big heart, and you have a way of expressing things that's just magnificent. I meant to say that, and I appreciate you, man. I do.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I think one of the things I'm learning is to ac- accept my journey without being bitter.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes what happens is you get angry, you start pointing the finger, you start looking at other people and going, okay, well, how come this is happening to me? How come this person is doing that?
Right.
And the one thing they don't tell you enough is that when you have someone else suffering, people tend to forget about you.
Facts.
Yeah.
Of course. That. Amen.
And it's like you're sitting there and everybody's checking on that person, calling that person, seeing how that person's doing. But they really don't check on you. And then there are people who will come to you, give you all these revelations and words.
Yeah.
Dr. Sims, you know where I'm going. And they'll talk at you and they'll want to sound eloquent in everything they say, but they're really not checking for you.
Yeah. And
Facts.
you know when that was driven home for me,
Mm.
and we as religious people are so guilty of this. When we were in the hospital, August of 2015, and my dad had the massive stroke, and he was on the ventilator, and we were talking about taking him off and everything, and people just kept coming to the hospital. Oh, we know how you feel. Oh, God understands, and y'all, you just be strong and be encouraged. And I stepped back and I just listened. I said, Lord, I would never do this again. We didn't need to hear all of that then. All my mama needed was just some hugs, and the most profound visitations we got, people just hugged us and didn't say a word.
Mm.
Mm.
That's
I
that's
hear
that's what you
everything you're
need.
saying. I know exactly what you're saying. And that thing, it vexed my spirit so bad that night, man. I said, Lord, I said, Lord, I was so convicted. I said, Lord, I'll never do that again. Because we always want to be so deep and say something profound. Sometimes you don't need to say anything.
You don't. And what's crazy, Dr. Sims, that bothers me the most is whenever someone does speak to us, you got to be strong. You got to hold the line. If you don't have no weak faith, don't act like you. And it broke my heart. It hurts so much because I am hurting. I am
Yeah.
alone. I am going through the process of that. And when you have people who try to fix you a lot, people always trying to fix me, bro. It's so frustrating.
I
I
know.
I'll call Yeller and I'll talk if I'm venting about something, and he'll just be like, "I hear
Yeah.
you, I hear you." Well, I'm sorry, I ain't say it right. I hear you.
Shut up.
How does he do it, JT? How does he do
I,
it,
Nah,
I
JT?
hear you. I hear
don't
you.
do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Well, I got another one.
But you need that. You need the space to be able to just have somebody be present for you as a man. And one of the things that we have been, I said this before, we're robbed of our emotional intelligence. We're robbed of being vulnerable. When we was kids, don't you cry, suck it up, and then you have something traumatic happen, or you have something that you're going through. It's compounded for us. The caregiver is always the last person to be loved on.
Yep.
Always the last
facts.
person. And if you are a man,
Yeah.
it's a double negative.
Yeah.
Because if you get vulnerable, you need to be strong for your family. You need to have it all together. You need to do a better job at this. And then
That's
you
why
think,
we're here.
yeah,
That's why
That's
we're
why
here.
we're here.
that's all I'm
That's
saying.
why we're here.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
And
Now,
what we want to and I put this in air quotes. What we beg of you tonight, what we beseech you tonight is don't withdraw from us. That's what my heart's desire for you tonight is. When you have those moments, call Yella, call Sneaky, call Rory, send me a 911, say, Dr. Sim, just say a word for me, just pray for me. And that's what we're asking you to do tonight, because this is the quiet before your storm. It's about to hit. And we just want you to brace yourself and allow us to be your reinforcement, because like Sneaky said, I cannot. Y'all saw me break down on the phone in the hospital when I thought my baby girl was gone. I couldn't do anything. I broke down on y'all. I'm telling you, I can only imagine what you're going through, bro. And we love you tonight. And I think we're having this topic tonight for you tonight. This show is about you tonight. And we didn't even know tomorrow's your birthday.
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know
Oh,
that's
I
right.
that.
That's
did.
right.
I,
Cash App,
I
same
did.
as my birthday. And
I did.
I grieve best with
420.
dollars. I.
420. I already knew. I already
Hashtag
knew.
Now,
420. Hashtag 420.
420. I
I want, I
already
want, I
knew.
want to throw in. I want to throw in a different hook on this. First, I'm gonna tell a story, then I'm gonna make it relate. You have these leaders in the desert. I just say desert because that's where the last wars have been. And they're walking around, they're checking on their people, drink water. Make sure you're drinking water. Hey, make everybody drink water. Guys, make sure you guys are drinking water. We can't let nobody
Great point.
dehydrate. We got a
Great
mission.
point.
We got a mission. And I'm walking around with the headache because I ain't drinking water. I'm trying to make sure everybody else is drinking water, but I'm not drinking water. You guys good? Make sure you guys are good. I'm walking around with the headache. Now, if you're a life coach, if you're a pastor, you have people coming to you, make sure you're drinking water. Sometimes you're so preoccupied or leaning so far forward to take care of everybody else, you can take care of
I
yourself. I'm
received
talking
that,
about
Sneaky. That's
mentally,
a good word.
physically,
That's a
and
good
all of
word.
that, guys.
That's a good
Yeah.
word. I A couple of ways that I do that, and this may sound strange, but a couple of ways that I do that, I play my PlayStation and I take my mantle off when I'm playing golf. I kid with the guys that I'm off duty. And if we get on a deep subject for just a brief moment, I said, I'm going to put my hat on now. I'm going to take it back off when I say this. And they just laugh. And they and Goldie, you can appreciate this. If you hit a ball out of bounds on the first drive and they say those choice words, they say, excuse me, real. Excuse me, real. I said, well, I spoke in tongues on hole number 5.
Facts. Big facts. Big
I said,
facts.
it's no judgment here. It's no judgment here. So
No.
we
None.
have to have an outlet, another cure for your trauma tonight. And we're kind of giving you some tips, and I hope you're taking notes. But one of the things that we'll suggest tonight, have a group, have a support system, and have an outlet. Do something physical, do something to express. Because Goldie just said, I go hit that little white ball. Go to the shooting range, go to the driving range, go
Facts.
to a cigar bar, go hang out, go to a men's group, go do something, go watch movies, go to the movie. I used to go to the movies by myself, man. I just saw John Wick 4 the other night. Oh my goodness, that was good. But anyway, do something. It's okay. Write this in your notes real quick. Put this in your notes. There's no shame in needing help. The shame is not asking for it.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go ahead and put an addendum to Dr. Sims' note. Put this in your notes. Always check on your strong friends because there's the first ones called on, last ones checked on.
I,
Okay. L- Please put that down. Always check on your strong friends because they're the first ones called on, last ones checked on.
And you know what's crazy? Think about this, Yella. I'm the oldest sibling, right? I'm the kid that was the pastor, so I'm the shepherd on top of that.
right.
Then on top of that, I am the patriarch of the family because of the passing of my grandfather when it comes to the spiritual side. The Nigerians are very big on who leads, who guides. So nobody's necessarily coming to me to hear my heart, except my older brothers. My two adopted older brothers, they'll come and check on me. But even in that, you good? You all right? All right. Hey, let me tell you what, and I had to realize that every journey you have as a man, you have to know your role and then you have to learn your resources. Like you got to know your role, but you got to know your resources. Hey, doctor says, let me talk to you about this. Hey, Yellow, let me tell you about sneaky. I'm going through this. You got to
Right.
have resources because what happens is it's like this cup. You pouring out, but you ain't got nobody pouring
You
in.
ain't feel
Come
me.
And then
on.
the
Come
more you
on.
start to pour out, you know what
ACC.
happens? You get bitter.
You boy, you better preach.
You get bitter. And then you like, oh, you heifers always asking me with the biggity
Yeah.
beak. Y'all
Yeah.
need,
And
well,
then
what
they be
about
like, what?
Where this come from? Why?
Where this come
Where's all
from?
this
Yep.
vitriol
that's
coming
it,
from?
Dr. Sims? They
Where
get
my
mad at
pearls?
you.
Let me clutch.
And then they say, and then they always go back to your role. Well,
Yep.
you the example, and look how you acting. You
Can
never,
can
you
can can
never.
I can I'm gonna drop this on y'all. I'm gonna drop this on y'all. If you did a vertical slice on Jesus'
Right
life,
there.
every time he ministered, he had angels minister unto him.
Right.
And he bounced. He withdrew.
Yeah, you boy,
Yep.
you bet. Hello. What did he do? He went away for a while. He recharged his battery, didn't he? So
That's right.
tonight, JT,
Yep.
at good evening again, everybody. At the halfway point of our conversation tonight, you served it up. You put it at the net. You put it at the net. We got to hurry because the Lakers are coming on shortly. How are you doing tonight? Are you okay? Peel a layer back for us. We don't want the cookbook answer. How are
I am.
give us a beat on how you are tonight.
I'm actually content.
Oh,
I
good
had a I
word.
had a rough day this morning.
Good
I had a
word.
rough day this morning. I was like, man, my birthday.
Yeah.
There's not going to be much done for me.
Okay.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And and I got sad. I ain't gonna hold you. I got really sad. And then I said to myself, like the song say, I'm still alive.
I'm still
Still
alive.
alive.
Oh, we can change that right now. Let's have a party right now. We can turn up now. We can turn up now. We did not know tomorrow's your birthday. We can turn up. Hold on. He don't think we can do it. Hold up. This is how you
Y'all
do it
didn't
on
know it
Periscope.
was his
Hold
birthday.
up.
I
Hold up.
already
Hold
knew
up.
this is
He say, yeah.
a Tarian brother right here. I already knew.
Did
I
you already know?
already knew. Yeah. Bulls know. Bulls know.
We know.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
look,
You
I ain't
know.
getting no birthday smoothie. I just got hot
Go,
yeast
go,
and oats.
Charlie. It's
Now,
your birthday. We gonna party
for
like
everybody
it's
that's
your
listening
birthday.
right
We gonna
now,
skip the party
I'm gonna go ahead
like
and say
it's
this
your
for the record.
birthday. And you
While
know,
these two over here clowning, and as God and everybody in this box is my witness, don't let Dr. Sims fool you. Cause that dude right there get on the dance floor and you would be like this.
Hey, look, let me say it
Look,
like he said. What you
Excuse
say?
me?
What you say?
Hey,
I might
everybody,
go fill
Hold
him
on.
I
back.
want y'all to do this for us. I want $250 for JT. I want him to be able to go get him a ribeye steak tomorrow with a baked potato and
Oh
some
damn.
broccoli. I want him to go be able to buy him another smoothie. We want everybody that is 37 people in here. I want everybody in here to cash him out $10. And we're gonna do it. And when we get off here, we're gonna cash out him $10.
All right, ten
We want
dollars.
to help him celebrate tonight. This is his
All
day.
right,
This
$10.
is his moment.
I
We want to help
appreciate
him
it.
celebrate tonight. His cash out is Mr. James Taylor Jr. His
I
name.
appreciate it,
All
man.
right.
I appreciate it, man.
All
It's
right.
Yeah.
coming.
Look, I see.
It's
I
coming.
see that 10. I see that 10. I raised you 50. I'll
Oh,
send you 25,
Okay.
brother.
oh,
I'm sending you 25.
oh.
Got what you
What's up,
need.
Bill?
You can feel it all.